I'm Dave Mulvan. I'm here with Dan Schultz to my right, Mike Godwin to my left. We are going to be previewing.
Mike Godwin to your left.
Just Mike Godwin. We're going to be previewing this week's games coming up in the A division. First up, we have the Crew coming off a huge win. By huge, I mean they scored 108 points versus STP, and then we have WSI coming off a hard-fought loss from ACC, Air Force One.
You know what? The Crew's back. They suffered one loss early in the season.
They didn't really go anywhere.
I know, but they suffered one loss. They're not used to that. They're not used to that at all. But now they're back. With this convincing victory over STP, and they will do the same over your WSI. I don't claim it anymore.
Well, I showed WSI a little love in my power rankings. I put them at number 2. And I knew as soon as I did that, they would do something like this. They would lose right away.
They only lost by 3.
Like, seriously, I put them number 2. I said they might be elite this year. They got off to a great start, and then they go and lose like this. I'm done too.
We're all done, Dave.
You guys can cut them a little bit of slack. Just a little bit. They're still 2-1 on the season. Oh man, there's only been like 1 or 2 teams that have gone undefeated and won the championship. So you can lose a game and still win a championship.
Yeah, but I need to see dominance early on from WSI. And they're not. I mean, you know, ACC's a really good team. It's no diss towards them, but it's like if you're an elite team, you win a game like this and you continue. I'm okay with a loss. You know, a loss or 2 during the regular season.
I'm not.
Well, you have crazy high expectations.
You have to go.
I'm okay with the loss like later on.
Hence why I like the Crew. They're so good.
But I remember Drunk Monkey going like 26 wins in a row, and
Yeah.
you still didn't give them any respect.
You either have to have a big winning streak or a big losing streak for me to like it.
But let's talk about this game for a minute. We have the Crew coming off of, I mean, one of the most dominating performances I've seen in a while against a very, very good STP team. The Crew, I believe they had like at least 5 players in double figures.
Did they have
What?
Did they have everyone there?
Yeah, I think they look like they pretty much had everyone except maybe Ricky at that game. WSI, if I know Mike Hubbard like I think I do, he is looking forward to facing the Crew as a measuring stick for them. Because right now, Crew is the best team.
Yeah.
They're the best team in the league right now. I know Drunk Monkey's 3-0. I know Tigers are 3-0. But the Crew's coming off a championship season. And if they have everybody, they're as close to unbeatable as I think you can say.
You can't look at the past though, because it's like, yeah, they won a championship last season. The Crew is they're 2-1. I have them at number 2 right now. Drunk Monkeys were 3-0, and they made it to the final last year.
And I'm completely okay with that. You having Drunk Monkey and even the Tigers above them in your power rankings, just because they are undefeated this season. But Crew is coming off the championship. They are 2-1. I don't even think they had everybody when they lost that game. So I mean, your team is 2 shares up. So I'm not making excuses for them. But I think WSI is really looking forward to this game.
There's not very many 2-time champs in this league.
No? Championships are not going to come up.
That's it.
So clearly you're taking the Crow. Score prediction? By how many?
They're gonna put up 100 again. They might go for 115 this week. You know what? They're gonna break the record.
I'm gonna say
You just put up the record. They're gonna break the record.
I'm gonna say Crew by 20.
What's the record? 116, 118, 126 by Shoes. Back when we didn't use that.
First off, the Crew's not putting up 100 this week.
Yeah, they are.
No, they're averaging, even with that huge game they just had, they're only averaging 72 points per game.
I don't care.
And WSI is only giving up 67. WSI is one of the best defensive teams we have. They're easily top 3 or 4. So, no, the Crew's not putting up 100.
The Crew's putting up 118 this week, and they're going to win 118 to 88.
The Crew is going to be WSI, but
And you want to talk about defenses? What's the Crew? The Crew's defense chop liver?
I never said that.
All right.
When did I say that? When did I say that? At what point did I disrespect the Crew's defense?
They might have the best defensive player in Dickies Matthews.
Yeah, that'd be hard to argue.
All right.
Would be hard to argue.
Thank you. It's hard to argue any of my points. Go on.
When you're stating the obvious.
Go on with your prediction.
I'm going to go, the Crew's going to win this game 75-68.
Daniel?
I said the Crew by 20. I was just enjoying that little debate there. That's all.
You get me all fired up all early in the morning.
That's okay. Makes for good TV.
This isn't even that early. It's like 10:15. Next up, we have Brothers 2 versus Triple Threat. We're talking about the Crew being a great offensive team. What about Triple Threat?
Yeah. What's that? How many points they scored in the game?
Triple Threat is averaging 75. But yeah, they scored. I think the final score was like they lost to Drunk Monkey by 1 point, like 88 or 89 to 9.
88, I think it was.
Brothers is coming off a loss, but more importantly, Maurice Crow from Brothers scoring 33 points. Who cares if they lost?
He's back. He's back. I don't know if he went anywhere, but he's back. That's the Maurice we like to see.
We finally got his stats right. That's all I know.
Yeah, I
We
think
finally got him right.
Who was on this game? Hadn't.
No, it was Ruby.
Yeah. So he could have had 45 for something to say.
Or 30, 28.
Great game by Maurice. But what was the score of this game? It was kind of a blowout, like.
Yeah, it was. When Brothers lost,
Yeah.
they got beat pretty bad.
I think I'm gonna have to go Triple Threat in this game.
You have any type of score prediction?
No.
Well, seeing as Brothers didn't win a game last year, and they haven't won a game this year.
They're revamped Brothers.
Brothers 2, they're more like Bad Boys 2. They're just
No, this is without a doubt an improved Brothers team. I've watched.
Definitely is. They're gonna get a win this season.
Well, it won't come this week. Triple Threat's going to win by 10.
Big 10. Disrespecting Jake Furrow.
How is that disrespecting anybody? It's 10 points. That's actually giving them a lot of respect that they're going to beat a good A Division team. Okay, I can't call them a good A Division team yet, but an average A Division team in the Brothers
They made
by
a
10
couple-
points.
They picked up a couple people this week, right? Or this past week.
Well, I know they had
Eric Cotton, right?
Eric Cotton, big guy. He had 15 rebounds for him this past week. Now, from what I'm hearing about Triple Threat, is they might be getting back the third part of the Triple Threat scene. Really, it's just been as of late, it's
So
been
should we
double
just
threat.
call them Double Threat?
As of late, it's been double threat.
Double.
But Nation Francis, I hear, could be returning as early as this weekend.
Let's just call them Here We Go again if we're going to have problems with guys showing up again.
Idea, Dan.
They're signed to a contract for this league. We're paying these guys millions of dollars playing this league. The least they can do is show up every weekend. That's all I'm saying.
Maybe they only signed 4-game contracts with that team.
Well, that's
Like the
ridiculous.
10-day contract in the NBA.
Because Nate is one of the best players in the league, so he should be signed.
Maybe they
for
only
the
wanted
season.
him for 4 games.
I don't get it. I'll never understand.
Listen, more importantly than anything you guys are talking about,
Okay.
Brendan O'Brien
He's back.
is back.
Talk about being back. He's back.
He took off maybe a season or two, but you know who would have thought? Usually during football season is when Brendan plays some of his worst basketball. But right now we have him playing some of his best.
Is his free throw shooting bad?
I want to pull up Brendan's stats real quick. Let me find him on here. Brendan is averaging almost 20 points a game. He's rated 18, and you know what? He's getting almost 4 assists per game and almost 8 rebounds per
So
game.
he's sharing the ball a little bit. Okay.
And even a more important stat than that, he's averaging 0.3 blocks per game. Yeah. And
He's an MVP
I don't know if you
type
noticed,
season,
I feel kind of bad because when I've been cutting up some of these highlights as of late, I feel like every one I do, I have a highlight of Brendan getting blocked. So Brendan, I apologize for that. It's not intentional. It's not a shot at you. But, you know, it is what it is. If he stops getting blocked, I'll stop putting him in.
Yeah, don't get blocked.
I like the aggressive play, though.
That's why you just shoot 3. That's all you do. You don't get blocked more than 3 quarters. That's very often.
Xavier Wiley is averaging 10 rebounds per game and 8 points. I mean, that's
You don't have to give us all their stats. We know they're good.
I'm giving everybody stats.
Pretty much.
Like, you know what? I won't give you Sean Armstrong stats.
No one's
wanted to
asleep
know
over
this.
here. Yeah.
But Jake Royal, I'm pretty sure he's up there as, you know, he might be the top scorer right now, averaging over 28 points per game.
Yeah, I think he is.
I think he's number one.
That's a problem right there. Why they're 1 and 2. It's ball hogging.
Is
Jake
Jake Royal
Royal
age?
He's shooting over 57%
He's getting better
from the
with
3-point line.
age. He's getting better with age.
With his shoot, he should
Imagine when
shoot
he's
at
like
least
50 or 60, he's going to be putting up like 70 points a game.
Uncle Jake.
Yep.
Yeah, this Brothers 2 team, led by Maurice Farrell.
Led by.
You know, huge pickup getting him this season.
Mm-hmm.
Just what he can do with scoring the basketball. Now he is shooting a lot of 3-pointers on the season,
That's all right.
but he's making half of them.
Oh, okay.
You can't argue that. Did you already say triple threat by how many? 10?
Yeah.
And
I
you
said
just said triple threat by
Yeah.
you don't even know.
No score.
Uh,
We know.
Now, I was thinking about picking Brothers, but I'm concerned about Reese's knee. He told me he's just been playing too much basketball. He had to sit out half of the game this past week because it was bothering him. So I have concerns if he's breaking down this early in the season. So you know what? I have no choice but to go triple threat by 15.
Yeah, is he bleeding?
I don't know if he's bleeding. No.
Where are you going with
No
this?
blood.
No blood. I don't want to hear any complaints.
I'm more concerned about, you know, knee injuries and stuff like that.
Never heard of it.
You have to be at least a little bit. But Mike Hill did a great job putting his brothers team together. So, you know, they've had a tough schedule so far. Could happen to
Tough
anybody.
A-League.
It is. It doesn't get any easier. You're right. Next up, we have ACC AF1 coming off a big win versus WSI versus Best Squad coming off a pretty dominating performance versus Brothers.
I don't know what to think of this Best Squad team. What are they, 2-1?
Yeah. I think they're good.
1 week they're dominating, 1 week they win by 2. Do they have an identity, Daniel?
I think so. I mean, they're, you know, it's always been about their backcourt in years past. I don't think that's really changed. But they're always like, I don't know. When they came into the league, I had them pinned at like 3 or 4, and then they just kept slowly falling over.
They had a
time.
bad season last season.
Yeah. So I don't know, like, if that's just kind of their pattern. Like, I call it, like, ACC, like I call my power rankings, I say, like, the Tigers are the ultimate regular season team. Because in the playoffs, they just kind of, they don't really do anything.
But they've never had, we'll talk about the Tigers later.
But yeah, but no, I think the Best Squad, it'll be interesting to see if they break, you know, that pattern of starting out pretty well, then kind of fading as the season goes on. But that's my only concern going forward.
Because last season they had an okay season. I think they were 4-4, but they got stuck playing the Tigers first round.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. I'm going to say ACC by 7.
I'm gonna go Best Squad.
Close game, blowout.
Yeah, close game. Game-winning 2-pointer from the free throw line by Adam.
Okay. No team plays with, in my opinion, probably the Crew. But as far as chemistry goes, Best Squad probably has to have some of the best chemistry just because, you know, half the team's related.
That is true.
So, but ACC is playing some very, very good basketball. I like the pickup of Ramon Shai a lot. Tamir Gibbs is having an MVP caliber.
NBA type.
An MVP caliber season right now. He's leading the team in points, he's leading the team in assists, and he's number 2 in rebounds.
Can we start a Bring Derek Savage Back campaign?
No, I think he just helps coach now.
He's a coach.
Yeah, he runs practices during the week. He doesn't come to games anymore. But you know, this ACC team with Tamir Gibbs, with Isaiah Mason, with Maurice Jackson,
Yep.
Ramon Shai, Tavon Moore, Courtney Hines.
Making my point.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go with ACC this week.
You know what I've noticed about
F1.
Moonshine? He doesn't shoot much. He'll shoot maybe 6 to 8 shots a game, but he misses 1 or 2 a game. That's it.
Yeah, well,
What are the stats? What were the stats?
yeah, he's shooting 83% from the field.
On the year?
Yeah,
See?
Well, that's pretty good.
yeah, I'd say so.
Could be shooting.
And he's averaging
Could be
double
shooting
digits,
50.
right?
13 points,
13 points.
13.7 rebounds.
Fastest player.
Yeah, can't argue that.
Talk about player efficiency. There it is.
Yes, it's very good player efficiency. But yeah, I'm going ACC in this one. They're going to win by 5. Next up, we have in the mix. Who are they? They still haven't got the first win yet, right?
Yeah, they're 0-3.
And they go against STP, who I believe also has not gotten a win yet.
The battle of the winless.
I'm gonna double check that, but
Yeah, you're right.
am I right?
I'm gonna say the Stone Temple Pilots get the win this weekend. I'm gonna go with Danny Rodriguez. Just because I trust Danny. I thought he was breaking down last season. But the fact that he's on STB, I'm going to go with them just because I believe in his leadership. And I think they're going to win by about 10.
Okay.
Like 10, huh?
Yeah.
This could be a good game. I would say each team has about three really, really good players. So it's going to be the battle.
And then you have elite players like Brian Dorsey. I didn't take a shot earlier when we brought up STP, so it's fine.
He's an elite player. He was like
I didn't
6
say he
for
wasn't.
10
I didn't
for
say.
three.
We're
I
not,
just
we're
said
not
he
up to
was-
Sportsplex, so that's a problem. By the way, I like how I called them Stone Temple Pilots, and you two just didn't correct me at all. And you were just like, "This might as well happen. He's not going to."
Well, we knew you're not gonna
If
change.
we try to correct
Just
it,
let
Man, some things just never change.
Yep. You love making fun of people's team names.
I do. That's why I'm here.
Well, I'm going to go with STP this week. Damon Vance and Danny Rodriguez are going to be too much. They're going to win 75 to 68.
Listen, there's one thing I can guarantee you after this game is over, that there will only be 2 or less teams with no wins.
Thank you.
That I can guarantee you, because one of these teams has to win,
I would
right?
have never known that.
Man,
Listen, we had Danny
we
Rod.
are killing it on the Captain Obviousness today. It really is.
I figure it makes it simple when I talk like that, so.
That's like
Yesterday,
that's like a Joe Buck.
We
That's
were
like a
going
Joe
to
Buck right there.
Wilmington Amusements. I said, "Where is it?" He goes, "Wilmington." I said, "Thanks."
You know, the things I have to do for this guy over here. But for in the mix to win this game, Moses Demby is only averaging about 2.7 assists on the season. I need him to get into that 6 range.
He's a scorer.
Doesn't matter, he's the point guard.
See the smallest, the best,
I agree.
smallest player?
Kind
Ever
of, does he
in
remind you of like an Allen Iverson type player?
Yeah. Is he like
Pound for pound.
pound for pound? Yeah.
So you're going with? STP, they didn't have Khalil Brewer this past week, who was coming off a Player of the Week performance.
Yeah, they need to bring him back.
And you know, for them not to have him against the Crew, you know, he would have at least given them a shot to
Yeah,
make it
he
competitive.
was
It wasn't even a
at least.
competitive game. Danny Rodriguez coming off an MVP season. Brian Dorsey averaging 14 points right now per game. Is that a career high?
Has he made any 2-pointers?
That's a great question. And probably not. Maybe I don't even know. Maybe his foot was on the line for a 3-pointer.
Yeah, that's the only.
That's the only way it could have happened. Julius Gray, where's he at? He showed up for 1 game. You know, I don't know. I don't know if STP is going to get all their players there. And that concerns me.
That's a valid concern.
That concerns me.
It's a concern for any team.
Now, you know what? This is in the Mix's first season in the A division here. So, you know, they're still adjusting. And, you know, sometimes it takes a little bit of time. But I'd like STP to get their first win of the season this week. And, you know.
In the Mix to not get their first win.
I believe after this week, in the Mix stays winless. Yeah, if they win, you know, they can prove me wrong. But I think STP wins this week by 6 points.
I don't know how in the Mix is winless.
They have a good team.
They're a great team.
They play teams tough, but you know, unlucky.
We'll see this week.
Hopefully they turn it around this week. Our final game in the A division, which has to be by far the game of the week. Drunk Monkeys at 3-0, just barely squeezing out a win versus Triple Threat this past week, going against Tigers, who are also 3-0.
You know what? We were talking to Corey Levinson. He said, "I've never played Drunk Monkey."
Never.
And we didn't know that. And you see how it works out? He ended up playing them the next week.
Yeah.
But this is a tough one to pick.
Well, I don't even know.
Why don't you go first? Give me a little time to think.
I don't even know if Corey's going to show up. The only reason I think he showed up to games this season is he's waiting to get his MVP trophy from like 2
And
seasons ago.
now
that he has it, who knows if he's just going to get to come or not? You know?
Yeah, no.
This is going to be a great game. Remember, I started that. I put that post up on Facebook. It was, you know, what 3 would you take in the game?
He's probably 2 of the top 3 here.
Yeah. And Steve Lee was like, you know, you got to throw Lawrence in there too with my. I was like, well, is Lawrence going to show up? He told me Lawrence is coming this week.
He did?
He told me he's coming this week.
Where's this game at? Over there? At Tattle?
It's over at Tattle, and
I have to
Mike.
go over there.
And Mike, no, you're going to stay here because we have a game. I'm not going to come to our game. I'm going to be over here watching this. I'd rather watch this game than play in ours.
That's fine. We don't need you.
Wow.
Go ahead. Go on with your pick.
So disrespectful.
You could join our team if you want.
Are you guys playing at Tattle? Can I just play around watching this game?
Yeah.
I honestly, I don't know who to pick here. I'm having a hard time. This.
Okay, if you two are going to chicken out, I'm just going to make
I'm not chickening out. I'm
Drunk
just-
Monkeys are going to win this game by 5.
By 5?
Mm-hmm.
You're disrespecting the Tigers that much?
Stop, disrespect. No, Drunk Monkeys are going to win by 5.
Jeez.
They have the best
The
3.
Tigers are going to win by 1.
That's disrespecting Drunk Monkey.
No, it isn't.
That is way too much for
I
Tigers
pick
to win
them to
by.
lose every week. And I cannot go away from mine. That'd be out of character of me.
Right now, this game we have the number.
You're just
2.
a stat guy today, huh?
I am the stat guy today. We have the number 2 offense going up against the number 1 defense. Do you know which one is which?
Tigers got to be number 2 offense. Drunk Monkey number 1 defense.
Yeah. Guess you did your homework a little bit.
I know everything.
You're so disappointed if you got that right.
Yeah. Tigers are only giving up 60 points a game. You were talking about the Crew's defense. Maybe you need to give a little bit of respect to the Tigers' defense.
So if you're talking about the Tigers, I got it wrong.
Yeah, like I was saying, you got it wrong. I wasn't really even listening to your answer, to be honest with you. A lot of times when you start talking, I tune you out.
Well, then no one answered your question.
Disrespectful. I don't know how many times I've used that word, but I'm just going to keep saying it.
Listen, we have Drunk Monkey, who is yet to have Lawrence show up, but they still somehow.
Wow, there's
Maybe
something new.
Should this be the week we just have a 3-on-3 match between these two?
Yeah, maybe we
Rock
don't even.
Corey and Marky D versus Brandon.
Brandon Durrell, and then you either go with Manny or
Lawrence or
Al.
Manny. Yeah.
So, I don't know what the better matchup is, but
Because Steve Lee would have some thinking to do, huh?
I'm taking the Tigers in this one. I've decided.
There it is.
I'm taking the Tigers
Disrespectful.
in overtime.
Disrespectful.
In overtime.
My pick.
And I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to change the overtime rule. So once they go into overtime, instead of just doing
They have to play one
2
other
minutes, no, we take a player away.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So eventually we'll get it down to 3-on-3 because
So if they go to 4 overtimes, it's 1-on-1. Now, does the other team get to pick who they take away? That'd be good.
No, you get to pick your own team. You get to pick who you take away. Because I want it to end up being the 3-on-3 matchup that I was talking about. we just make up stuff as we go along.
Mhm.
New rules. We're gonna go put it in the rules when we go downstairs.
Yeah.
There you have it. Tigers, drunk monkey.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to change?
I don't think I've ever been wrong about them.
I was going to ask you guys the same thing.
Really looking forward to this game, though. I think I'm gonna have to watch it.
Can I put a condition in there?
Skip our game.
If Larry shows up, drunk monkey loses. That's my one condition.
Well, then you're saying they're gonna lose
You always
because
talk
Steve
about-
already told me he's coming this week.
You always talk about Larry on here, but he doesn't have Facebook, so he doesn't watch the videos.
I'm sure he hears. I'm sure he hears about it. Oh, I know for a fact he hears about it because I just remember whenever I saw him back.
Yeah, he did say he used to watch it. I don't know if he's just a working man now, so I don't know if he watches.
Well, that's gonna wrap up our A Division previews this week. Thanks for checking us out. Dan, anything from you?
Nope.
Mike?
Nope.
All right. There you have it. We'll see everyone on Sunday.